Okay. Now let's talk about slay queens. As you all know, the word slay queen is being thrown around on social media and also offline. And many men in our community, some of them, not all, actually interpret slay queen as a lady who has nothing to offer other than showing off the booties online and seeking favors from men like iPhone 14 Pro Max and all the things. Now it's time to listen from the ladies. Ladies, what do you understand by the meaning of slay queen? Alakir.
Yeah, so based on the ketchup pig non coach is that slay queen in yana when juir can focus on a lot more than anything else in their life, right?
Yeah.
So na ibangi cheng kubaya presentable in front of people, that is the word slaying. You are slaying, you're killing it.
Yeah.
Something like that. So na lebanke interpretation of slave queen is different, right? There's nothing wrong kind of bangichen by a presentable by around when looking good. They call it a positive externality in school. If you look good, you get pretty privileges, and who should be against that? No one, right?
Yeah.
Alabama slave queen, I think it change a Louis coin a term when year who run like they're not trying to be the typical nyani jing. Nyan ragwil, nyan che jamaretich, changalet very long, che provocative. So yeah, and the cheese lake we road, but in my opinion, I think slave queen and ragwil ngichang want to be pretty and enjoy pretty privileges. Nothing wrong with that. So
Okay, pretty privileges. That's new technology. I don't know. I can't any you are not in a meaning of slaying or not there from judging Nagalakir.
Oh, thanks, Akol, for inviting me to this podcast. I'm glad that you did because it's something that I battle with every day in my family, especially with my dad, because it's like we present well, like men kill school slave queen and stuff, right? So it's good that I'm here today to give my perspective on what I think slave queen is. So I'm going to just go back roughly about how the word came into being, right?
Yeah.
So I think slay, right? Slay means killing, right? From is it a movie or a history? It's a history that is called Slaying the Dragon, right? So it means kill the dragon. And then that was, I think it was that history goes to way back in 1970s, I think. And then it became a slang. Slave became a slang in 19th century, whereby it became in a slang in how do you call it, in fashion industry, to mean that someone that dressed to kill. So that's when it came, and then it became dressed to kill, and then it became way popular now in 2016 when Beyonce used it to address or instruct the Beehive during Formation album. I think she used it so many times, saying that if instructing them that if you are going to come to the concert, make sure you slay. And then it started being associated with success and achievement. Like, for example, I could be like, oh, I slayed my assignment, I slayed my job, I slayed everything. So that's when it became into being. Coming to our society, I know that especially I'm not going to go far away. I'm not going to go far away because I run near social media, and I think I know we present on social media that most of my family members are not comfortable with, because they think that I should be talking about other things that suits me. So Monjang, I think what slave queen particularly associated with Enyani on social media. Enyan go de we use benen we you no rule. Enyan tinkito every you glory chingapiat Enyan what else? Anything negative that is associated can empty, right? And so I think why they feel like slave queen Iran Toya because then Monjang it even they are putting Lugu and Kalwell yung eating to Chachinia. Yung ma bela korbi like I can wear tingrajwi eating chinkito no Iran korbi nankli korbi. And I think that's why they turn that positive meaning of slave queen, like it was just it's an affirmation. It's like slave queen, and then now I think that's why they are making it like a what's right. But I think they can like I feel like slave queen era nikakaloi era rajwi ran how to dress up and show it to the world anterior, right? Binyua that they or anterior binyua people that are not cool. I think that's the word slave queen, and I feel like our people need to meaning they talk anime because I will use women will bring down, especially like if they feel like inche got being kalwelia a slave queen just to make you feel bad about you.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, thank you for inviting me here today. So, according to my own understanding about slave queens, the Western world thing. So, I mean, slay means to enjoy, to impress, right? Yeah. So, like if I put on my wig, makeup, and all that, and then I go on social media, and then I show everyone, then I'm slaying. But in our African way, slave queen, let me say, so East Africa and South Sudan, all of that, Nigeria, they understand slave queen their perspective or their wealth or the little they have is connected to men, So that is their own understanding about the slave queen. So to me, slave queen, actually, yes, slave queen are dildo, but it should not be generalized. Yeah, so according to our society, about slave queens, Alwell and slave queen are quite the one like they go to men and then like that they are showing life, fake life that they can't maintain. Yeah, like they have clothes and to that they will always go back to men in order to maintain that lifestyle. So that is their own understanding about slave queen. But they are bosses, they are boss ladies, and they are like queens. Queens are different according to their own understanding. Queens are different from slave queens, and the way Kikagayan generalized nowadays. So that is their own understanding. So that is what I think about slave queens, and I think it is a positive thing. So slave queen to me, or slave means to enjoy, like I've said earlier, like to impress, dress to impress, maybe like it's mostly done by musicians and all that. So to make it short, that is it.
Thank you. So actually, I didn't know. Can you speak today, Chang? That slaying mean dressing well. Slaying mean actually, doing things, being productive and being successful in your own way. And I can being actually even there are some women in Africa, for example, as Yania say in East Africa or West Africa. They have taken the definition out of context to mean that when you are slaying, you are showing off fake life. But so why I'm just thinking about deeply, why is there in that misunderstanding? Why are slave queen misunderstood? There are different definitions of even on the table here we are seeing it differently. Why are we understanding in different ways?
Yeah, you can go first, Atia.
Oh, okay. They are misunderstood because, like, according to the lifestyle, then when they can on social media, they will work hard in order to maintain that lifestyle. If you're going to the party, you dressed well, and then next time I with Babella with the same lifestyle or the same dress, so you keep on doing that. So you will now we are talking on the point according to understanding African Chike Kenya, I think. So they will always go back to where they get the money, either men or some beg or whatsoever. They will always go back in order to maintain that lifestyle. So that is one misunderstanding. Another misunderstanding, like their history, some people complain, they say that Nyira, like the big girls who are in this, they go to the villages, like human trafficking or something. Nyirti do not know what is happening, the game. So they will go back, they make it as business. Remember, we are talking about slave queens, different from
So the slave queens. So we are not talking about those slave queens who are not really killing it in the sense
who are
that
not real, who are faking it.
They have nothing to
who are
offer, but
faking
they are faking it, being slave queen.
to maintain that lifestyle. In order to maintain, you have to keep the business moving. So you will go to the village. Some go to the village. Some will call their friends to their uncles, like there are complaints that in Wulan it's business now. Some go to the village, being near a bear near a winting kangika, Lueller and Kenera and Piadale be pidung it bellating. Now let you chinyara koi bello chiliaka jadong tinkia, but she has used that to take the money from that guy. So they keep doing it. Another thing, people also complain that Nyirkok, their hearts, some might have been hurt by men, some might have been hurt, like, some girls are innocent, they are really innocent, but the Lebran Ben could write Pidu, maybe could jail. So they become players now. Like they have that feeling, they're like men and heartless, and men are this, men are that. So that has caused has made people to believe that men are like that, and then so they keep going around, like they now give up on men. So that is one thing. Another thing, and the most important thing, like there are men, like let me say, men use them for, let me say, for instance, like let me say I'm going to look for a job. So, and then in order to get a job, because right, and all that, so family then and there is nothing you can do. So when you go to get a job, some, not everyone, and not every girl except that, will beg into that history. So maybe they accept to go along with them or do whatever they do, and they get a job. And it is common now back home, especially Juba. So when they go into that life, they will always go back, right? Some will now be like, okay, they get used to it, and they're like, okay, it's good now. So they make it another way, has a business also. So they become deep in, sorry about that. So they become deep into that, and then people will misunderstand. So they will make it has a lifestyle, and that will make people question. So to cut it short, I might have more, but because of time, let me hear the opinion of others.
I ping that the actual people that are actually faking lifestyle, and they want to be called slave queen, and they're actually doing bad stuff underground to maintain their lifestyle. That is how Chenian approach Nyani. What do you think, Lakir? Why is this term slave queen being misunderstood in our community, especially?
I would not say necessarily misunderstood. I think a one of the tactics of outing women that do not fit the norm, like I said earlier, and then specific guideline in the community for you to fit in, to play your role, to be part of, right? Aliban the community or family or any organization is like a matrix. You have to exist within the box, and if you get out of that box, you are othered. So like negative connotation to slave queen in Jian culture, it all has to do with trying to be different than what people expect. People don't like what they don't understand. Even myself, I didn't understand slave queen fully, but until no idea of what slave queen is, will say, okay, I don't think this is a good thing, and definitely run slave queen, right? But that's not the case. So I tell you, your social behavior, from the group, then it threatens the establishment. Because when you know what, I can't look at your way and make them look bad. Maybe that will make it disappear. So key in that negative connotation. I'm not saying slave queen ben I quite it or slave queen ben I quite right. Of course, I think coining their behavior and upkeep is coming from like a way of deceiving other people to pay for that lifestyle. And there are people who are genuinely making their own money and looking good, like being a boss and taking care of themselves. And when I'm quite in between, yes, I love big life didn't maintain, but that can be judged on a case-to-case basis. Achira Europe at a gunpoint. Achira to of course, somebody will take it up and use it to make themselves look good. I'm just gonna say that the Nirawan Chijal from the typical Nyani Jiankana, Kuluika label wise slave queen, it's also keeping Nyanawan who interested in that lifestyle not to go with it because tradition, I think a disobey or whatever the case may be. But that is my perspective on that. We'll let Achiel expand.
Yeah, Lord. Why is there confusion with this slave queen thing?
I feel like the confusion is coming where people have not fully understood what it meant to, what like the phrase slave queen is, right? I think that's where the problem is coming in. And as Alakir put it, like our people at that's a way of controlling them, right? It's a way of controlling us. And let's go back to Kakuma. You remember on top of Kakuma, Kugirka Gelada, right?
Oh, nigga.
Right?
Yeah. So you can ask slave queen, right?
Yes. The girls you would not want your daughter to associate with, right? Anyone nyani yelo sunga bet will nyanti swahili gwenyi at that point joki will it guanang metkin outside Jiang community is a look, right? I'm talking on the perspective of Monjang because I feel like audience for most of them margin, right?
Yeah.
So during that time, even me, Kenya, I would agree with them and say, yeah, because they encourage we believe at that time, right? That is something that is being applied right now, right? Because if you look at it right now, most of them, they are doing well right now. Because, they knew what they were doing. And what's slave queen and confusion in one of them make it real. It's just the word itself, I can't understand, I can mixed. Can it all because Nyarajwir natural way in Kayimon Kenyan, right? In Kenyan, right? In Kenyan to joke. Number two, I think where the confusion is coming from is because there are indeed some women, I'm not going to, maybe some girls that are not living up to what they portray on social media or on in real life, right?
Mhm.
For example, there are some people that will do other things in the background just to maintain the lifestyle that they want. At the end of the day, they end up like deceiving themselves, kujala work out on social media, and also couldn't be doing kachilwi, correct? Ben keke lifestyle, ben keke luegedeng. I think that's another reason, because if I know today to get that, or yenda to she's not she's faking her lifestyle, alam ting we borrow from nge, or dom tine uninge, or
Rian kela ture to
kuyanchela turi to
iPhone 14 Pro Max.
or guys, I'm living to what is the caption? Haters, you can kill yourself. I'm living my best life. If it's all
Going to Dubai.
I think that's why our people, or most of the people, are associating the word slave queen with all these other negative stereotypes. I think that's where everything is coming from. And yeah.
Thank you. So now with this negative stereotype, because of people faking lifestyle, beginning, there are people who are actually doing bad, like bad things, like selling their bodies to show, to maintain their lifestyle. And the issue of Nyan Jiang and Ben. So I just want to go back a little bit. If you can take 1 minute or a few seconds to give us like what do we understand of Nyan Jiang, because Nyan Jiang could Queen seem to not sit well. But Nyan Jiang Tiang any picture theory. Nyan Jiang really there were slave queens. In our culture, no kaka dom ke Aryan fresh. Nya ke chuko ya bajile. Ora ya dom chem na yol tin ku bit ku kaka to bi tin ban ato bi kwa del ka min podaro. Ano ke me ka fani. So I don't know where is slave queen. What is the nyan? Jala kira ke do mention one, but like if there are more point of like expand. What do you think of nyan jiang, like the idea nyan jiang in relation to this conversation?
Okay. The idea Nyan Jing, I think Nyan Jing, according to the society, or society da, not every society. So society, aluele Nyan Jing Nyan Jing awun tegrat, Nyan Jing awun radien like Radian protect in the eyes of the society, or maybe Nyanawinti associate with men, something like that. But in this now, in our era, it's supposed like we have to go out, right? We have to go out and you mix, because by then we're glued together. So nowadays, be ting each other or Nyanting Bating Kachat or something like that. Kalwele, that is how she is, but actually everyone, right? So according to our society, Nyani Jing which Nyani Jing I wouldn't Louis associate like that. There are things here. Like I think that's all.
Yeah, Nyan Jiang eke rote kachi lu associate kana ro. Ala kiri Nyan Jiang ya kinde.
Oh my God, it's crazy because Nyan Jing might have evolved Minon Yan myth. So I would say I would draw from experience on Yan myth, right? I was raised to Bangia that know how to cook delicious food, clean, and literally do everything you are being told with no complaint. Chako duong or chayatuk, walachabe, you go and carry water from the tap, you bring it home. So people can shower and wash their face with 5 liters, and they don't know the pain of how that got there. So Nyan Jing, I would say, is somebody who doesn't complain, who does everything with a smile, although they might be dying tomorrow. And I don't like that. So that we quite prepare a chan biotic. That is all Nyan Jing is about. Be mu a chan biotic piet pandu.
Ting usura.
Ting usura, yala. Yeah, so that is a very labor-intensive role to be assigned at such a young age, and I grew up to hate it so much because it's painful and it's so hard to like do everything and still be composed. So you don't complain, you don't have opinion, you love everybody. So yena definition in Nyan Jing kana Nalebenka Association kana rora. Nyan Jing is expected to have like very little to no experience when interacting with men. There has to be a long interview process for you to finally speak with somebody interested in you. So that distance that you create between you and
I went through that when you have not experienced that. And when you join, you pay you by jumping letter on what I want to say.
Some cases, my dad was in a day running and you think look at the snatch.
He used to do that.
No, we are running out of time. You can't
go ahead.
Give those points.
I have one word for Nyan Jing. I feel like Nyan Jing no koi ko Nyan ye gir chriai. Nyan che chinki den ye dier kangi. Ki ye diet kulwel gal kene ke kir suppose baloy ku kwanchugla chin yuta na chile balola e balole lon chen ke galwel. Yes, you have to go one direction.
No, the yellow no Nyan Tony Nyan the Jan a talking cold.
Nyanthon, I feel like Nyanthon it took more in can always prove to people in Nyanthon in slave, right?
Oh.
But now when you prove to people that well I was a slave queen and I can do 1, 2, 3 and this is what I've done, that's when you become Nyanthon. When you are actually beneficial to them, that's when they call you Nyanthon. But when you are in the